Hi everyone, my name's Donkey, and today we're back reviewing another game. Today we're reviewing a game called A Matter of Time. This is Sci-Fi RPG, as you can see here. We're gonna just jump right into the description that we've got going here. So right, hey there everyone, I want to introduce you all to a project I'm working on, A Matter of Time. The game is a sci-fi RPG where James, a soldier sent from the medieval ages to the high-tech future, has to overcome every obstacle in order to take down the evil Dark Atomos. I don't know. Anyway, I just finished the demo for the game and I was hoping that you guys could give me some feedback on it. I will continue to post updates on here whenever my game makes some interesting developments, so until then, see you later. It seems quite an interesting concept, straight away, just, having someone from the Middle Ages placed into a completely, random new environment that they don't know. It's something that appears to be quite interesting. So we're going to give it a go and see how it's actually working. I do need to go into here. One thing I did notice, though, it was an install, which it's personally not my favourite thing. I'd rather have a one-time run. Well, I don't know what you call it. A single run time clickable. Something along those lines. Purely because then you can just run it and it's all together. You don't have to have all these files. You don't have to install anything. Generally a lot nicer. And that's probably why you haven't got that much feedback most of the time. It tends to just be little things like that. Anyway, we're going to begin the mission. So we open with this kind of spaceship thing. I'm not entirely sure how he's going to end up in the thing. Anyway, we've arrived at the approximate location of the temple. The temple was abandoned thousands of years ago. James, you will likely encounter some old guardians and new inhabitants of this ancient place. All, of course, will be hostile. I'm reading this all out of order anyway. Yes, unfortunately. James, you will be you'll be doing the groundwork while I advise from the ship. Good luck. Be safe, James. Okay. I'm beaming you to the surface. Locate the nearby temple. Right, and then we're in. So I guess we kind of... I'm not entirely sure where we've... Does that also... Oh, okay, so we've got a little dash. Alright, that's pretty nice. The dash doesn't feel incredibly clean. I think it should also point towards the mouse. But anyway, personal preference, I guess. I like the... The animation feels a little bit weird. Feels like we're kind of sweeping all the way around, but not really. I don't know how to describe it. Feels a bit hard to hit them, to be honest. I don't know if it's just my timings and stuff. It feels a little bit maybe clunky, perhaps. I would also perhaps mention the fact that it seems a little bit too zoomed out for my liking. Probably most people's liking as well. Yeah, it seems to be that you can't it seems to be very hard to hit them without taking any damage in return. Like there, I hit it, and technically it should, if I hit before it hits me, it should, I think, knock them back. But no, you're getting close now. This looks like the temple courtyard. Okay. So I'm yet to see anything that's particularly sci-fi here. I don't know if we're yet to get there. I feel like, okay, so I'm on some scenarios hitting them and then surviving, but anyway, it seems a little bit hard. That could just be because you're incredibly used to it. A massive thing that I think developers tend to overlook is the fact that the people playing the game might not play it in the same way that you play it almost. It's a little bit hard to describe. So even if you're going through and thinking, this is really not that difficult, but you're bound to be better at it because you will have played it more. You have actually made the mechanics. You kind of know what's going on a little bit more. And that's a key thing that I think most of the time people overlook. Is this idea that the player is maybe not as good as you at the game. Yeah, there seems to be a very, very specific point you have to hit. And that might be something you've not even noticed, because that might be something that you personally always, like, you always hit that, maybe. Let's say. It doesn't seem to be the problem, like, it only seems to be a problem, like, up and stuff. It doesn't seem to be a problem to the sides. I don't know, you can do it, it's just really hard. Okay, I guess we've made it. You're inside the temple. It's going to be pretty dark. Watch out for the guardians. Okay, right. I mean, I also did notice a little bit of a little bit of a glitch, kind of. I'm not sure. Whereby if I like die here, I really don't lose out on that much because I've lost my progress in this room, say, but I've still got all my health back and all my dash bell, whatever that is. So realistically, like, you could run through and you know, just run into a level, die on the level, and then respawn at full health. So that's maybe something to reconsider slightly. Maybe when you respawn after a few tries, it gives you like a little bit less health. I don't know. And then if you really like are not, it's not working out for you, maybe then you respawn on full health. So maybe after like 3 tries, it it respawns you on full health. My dash bar seems to be filling up. I'm not sure if that's like the length of my dash or what. I'm not entirely sure. Oh. Maybe a full screen option. Just because I keep clicking off. There was a little bit of a glitch there, I think, as well. They're just there. I'm walking sideways, and there's apparently some sort of like little bit of collision. I feel like just there, almost. Only in one direction, by those things. Yeah. I don't know, I'll try in the other direction. No, there's a little bit of a ridge there. I don't know if you can see, but just there. You see? I'm walking down, and just there it drops off. So, yeah, maybe that's something to look into. Just little bits like that. There probably is more scattered around, but I'm not gonna probably find them. So, yeah. Actually, there's one. There's quite a big one actually. I'm walking down. I can't get through that. In fact, I can't get through any of this. So it's almost like there's a little bit of a block there or something. A little bit weird. Lots of enemies. Yeah. Okay, so we heal ourselves back to full health by those things. And it's getting a little bit darker. I like the lighting system. It's not like the most crazy thing in the world, but it's not trying to do something that it's not. It's simple, it works, and I quite like that aspect. Press space to dash. Huh? Is that just slowing time? I think that's just slowing time. Okay. So we found out what the dash thing does. Right. Glad we got to the bottom of that one. Right, full health. So far it doesn't seem to be posing that many difficulties. I'm getting the hang of the combat a little bit more. So maybe that's the idea. But there is a very distinct point which you have to hit at. If you don't hit that point, you take damage, basically. To put it simply, but I think you can kind of just spam a little bit at least. Yeah, I think we can just run through a lot of these. Oh, okay, so this is the famous like dragon, or famous-ish thing that I saw on the poster. Not poster, I don't know what you call them. Right. I don't know if we're meant to hit these back, or I'm not quite sure what we're meant to be doing. But anyway, this seems pretty cool. No, we cannot hit them. I'd like to point that out. Yeah, this is kind of cool. It doesn't seem to be too sci-fi though at the moment. It seems to be more fantasy. So I doubt we're going to be able to see the actual full like fantasy. Not fantasy. The full. What do you call it? Sci-fi aspect. But we might just get a little look at the kind of fantasy aspect to it. So maybe it switches after a certain point. I don't know. Right, I've turned dash on. I don't know what it's doing, to be honest, apart from making me take lots of damage. I'm not sure if you can dash through things as well, like fireballs. Okay, it's pretty manic. I think we might die here, to be honest. Oh, there's... Okay, I didn't even notice them. Right, then we respawn. Okay. Well, that seems kind of cool. I kind of like the speed, maybe a little bit slower, in terms of how the difficulty ramps up. So maybe just start the whole thing a little bit easier. So just start the whole thing a little bit easier, ease into that boss fight, and that boss fight seemed pretty nice. So probably just like a little bit slower into it. But other than that, it seems pretty nice and pretty well made. It's a shame I couldn't really see the massive sci-fi aspect. I might have just been missing it. Or alternatively, I might have read it the wrong way around. A soldier sent from the medieval... It might have meant to be that a soldier was sent from the high-tech future into the medieval ages. Because he seems to be more high-tech. So that might be it. It might just be a little bit of a misconception. But anyway, the idea seems pretty nice, and I like the concept. It just needs to maybe make the whole difficulty a little bit easier overall. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, or what do you guys want to do, and I'll talk to you in the next one.